Hello, hello. Almost said good morning. I don't do this in the morning anymore. It's good afternoon. Sorry. Doing this at home means we talk about things, and Donnie's home. A lot of times he's coming home at this time or had just gotten home at this time when we start, because he's not back at work after last week. He's home and he's getting ready to start some stuff for us so we can have dinner. Hey, everybody. I have to move something really quick so I can see if there's anybody on YouTube. We do have somebody watching on YouTube or listening, because I know there's a couple who get on YouTube while they're doing other things and they listen. So, oh, what is this? Oh, there's something on my sweatshirt. Real life, folks, real life. I'll just give a few more minutes before we really jump into conversation, see if anybody else hopped on. I know that this time doesn't work for everybody. The morning didn't work for everybody before. So we may have to see if we can figure something else out. 'Cause we used to have like 12 or 15 on Facebook alone. And since we've moved to the afternoons, we only have about 6 or 7. Pot roast night. Nice. Very cool. We are having Mexican lasagna tonight. That's what we're having. Because it's Taco Tuesday. And I'm not in the mood for tacos. But Mexican sounds good. Not that this is real Mexican. This is a Pampered Chef Mexican. It's easy. And it's done in the microwave in about 15 minutes. I thought about doing it in the oven this time. I don't know. It depends on how much time I have. I have a board meeting tonight. So like as soon as I'm done with this, Josh is having Italian lasagna. I could have Mexican like every night. I could. The rest of my family could not. I could. But yeah, so like as soon as I get done with this, I have to finish dinner so I can get to the church and get stuff ready for the meeting tonight. For the board meeting. B-O-A-R-D, not B-O-R-E-D. My setup today is a bit Inception-like. So I have screen, 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 like they go like that. And they all look different because of the devices. I actually was in a panic because the boys used my iPad last night and they couldn't remember where they left it. Not that my house is so big that, whatever, but they couldn't. So I tried using Find My iPhone and it said it couldn't be found. Well, normally it says that when your device is dead. So I just assumed the iPad was dead. We found the iPad and we couldn't find the charger. We found the charger and realized that the iPad was at 55%, so it's probably okay. Anyway, Tuesday, much better than last Tuesday, but still ain't cute. That's just what it is. So anyway, how are all of you? How are you doing today? How are you doing since we talked last week? I have a really dry throat. I've had like hay fever or allergy something. Chris is exhausted. I feel you, girl. Oh, actually, I had vertigo yesterday that went into a horrible migraine that teetered on or a terrible headache that teetered on a migraine. So, I feel you. I'm so sorry. I don't even know how you're functioning. I don't even know how you're on here with a migraine. I have migraines, but I don't have chronic migraines. But I know a lot of people, and I think you're one of them, that have chronic migraines, that you've learned how to function. I just don't understand how you do it. because when I get a migraine, I'm done. Like, I will be honest with you, after the headache I had yesterday, I woke up this morning and I still wasn't sure how I was going to feel. And I just pulled my hair up like this about half an hour ago, and already I'm ready to pull it down because my head is starting to throb. That's how I am. So I don't even know. It's my day. Does caffeine help you or make it worse when you have a migraine, Ash? Sometimes it helps me. Caffeine and chocolate. Do you know what helps Debbie? Well, it helps settle her stomach when she has a migraine. Because with her migraines, she gets really like nauseous, which my mom does too. I get nauseous, but I haven't thrown up in a long, long time. That's gross for this conversation, but it's true. But Debbie sips on pear juice, like from canned pears. She said it really helps settle her stomach. Oh, Ash, I'm so sorry. Migraines really are horrible. God bless y'all who have never had to deal with one. Be thankful. But for those of us that have, they're just miserable. Absolutely miserable. Melba said she's going to go with a 9. I'm probably a 7.5. That's right. Who else? Nobody else wants to share how they're doing today? Nobody. Trying to do something different with my hair and it did not work out. You know what? You can't do something. I don't know. Robin's driving. Well, girl, you better just listen and not type anything in. We do not want you to have an accident or get pulled over because of church chat. Can you even imagine that one? Hey, we got more people hopping on. Welcome. We're just doing our roll call. 1 to 10. How are you feeling today? 1 being and 10 being amazing. Ashley has a migraine. Melba's 9. 7.5. Robin's driving. That's what we've got. Christine's a 7, trying to remind herself it's one moment at a time, not to get wound up and let it over. See, can I be honest with you, Christine? You are like the 10th person in literally 48 hours that I've had a conversation with about this exact thing. And that it's okay to admit that we're feeling that. And it's also okay to pray, sometimes even every 5 minutes. We know that scripture tells us that in God's promise is that his mercies are new every morning and he gives us strength for every day. And I think I've been through those seasons and I've had those days. I mean, I've been through seasons where it was like from weeks and months I prayed this. And then there are just times now where there are days where I pray almost every 5 minutes. Okay, thank you, God, for getting me through the last 5 minutes. Can you give me the strength that I need to get through 5 more? Because I really don't think I have it. I think it's okay to do that. But yeah, I have also come to the conclusion a long time ago, but I've been very much reminded of it in the last few months that I can't worry about the things that I can't control. I really don't have control over much of anything other than my attitude and my responses. I can't allow myself to get worked up, overwhelmed, or upset about things that how do I want to say that it's not coming out right. Yeah, but basically all things that I can't control, from remote learning, it's not my call, not my decision. I'm not saying it's the right or the wrong decision, but it's not my call. So my choice then is how I respond to it. And I choose to respond with the most positive attitude I can so that my kids respond to it with a positive attitude. Although being home, trying to get work done and sermons done, it's enough to, it's hard. But in those moments that I feel that way, I'm thankful that I have a career that will allow me to be home with my kids to make sure they get their stuff done. Like I can't. And I also in those moments pray for those who aren't in a situation like mine and they don't know what they're going to do. And every day is a horrible, hot mess struggle because they don't have that benefit or that luxury of making sure that they're home with their kids. And anyway, so what I can control is my attitude and my responses and my reactions. Well, that's all I do. I take everything else to the Lord. Do you see that fly buzzing around? It's about to drive me crazy. Things I can't control. The fly swatter's out of reach. Anyway, what else? Does anybody else want to talk about how they're feeling, or do we want to jump into what we're reading in the Bible? I again, using my devices, which is where I do the majority of my Bible study and Bible reading, so I can't pull things up. But I did remember this time to put my journal. This is my new journal. I just started this one. Oh no! Y'all, this is why my setup. My setup is very tedious. You don't see it because my iPad and my phone fell down, and now I'm all cockeyed. I don't see it, but I need to clean my computer screen. Gosh, missed trash day because my whole week is. You know what? I don't think we put trash out either. Oh, man. And there's 5 of us in this house. We need to remember to put our trash out and our recycle, because I think this is recycle week, and we always fill our recycle bin. Dang. Nobody's in here for me to ask. Okay, I'm really sorry. Facebook, you're just going to be cockeyed because I can't get this situated right. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, everything fell down. Anyway, are we that delayed today on the comments? Anyway, this is my new journal. I started it, what day did I start it? August 29th. So I've only been in it for a couple weeks, but this is my new journal that I got from the ladies' breakfast at Momentum this last year. So I've had another journal and I just finished it. So that's why I'm just not using it. It's so soft. And I'm pretty sure it came from like Walmart or TJ Maxx or Marshalls or something. But isn't it cute? This girl runs on lattes and a dream. So anyway, I've been using my journal, and I started off writing down everything I read. And then since last Thursday, I haven't been writing down what I was reading in my Bible, just writing down my prayers and my thoughts. See, I totally just forgot. Normally, my husband and my kids deal with that. I don't think about it. And that the last 3 weeks I've had to think about it. And this morning I just didn't. So I'm pretty sure our trash did not get taken to the alley. Is it a Denick journal? They have the softest covers. No, it is not. It says Dana Lee collection from, I'm guessing that's, did you hear that? Where am I from today? I'm assuming it is from Ecolo Limited. That's what it says. But look, it's like, you see that? And then it's just super, 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 super soft. Our trash service picks up our recycle. I think we pay a little extra to do it that way, but There used to be a recycle dumpster at Schnucks, and that's been gone for a couple of years. I don't know why or what happened with that, but that's been gone for a couple of years. But that's where we recycle, is with our trash. I don't know how your area does it, Ashley. They're not considered city. I think they're considered township. Melba, I take it to the alley. That's because our trash service picks it up. I think you're considered township. Anyway, so I've been writing down the last few days more of my prayers and thoughts than, I don't like this. I don't think I can do anything about it without it falling. Nope. Anyway, and then of course I'm doing 100 Days to Brave. I love this journal. Like I said, I've done the book a few times, but Josh, Christ's resurrection is your resurrection too. This is why we are to yearn for all that is above, for that's where Christ sits enthroned in place of all honor, power, honor, and authority. Colossians 3:1. Yes, yes, yes. Hallelujah. I think we have to pay extra to do the recycle thing here in town with our trash service. I think it's like $5 a month we do, but we do it because we fill the recycle bin. So, anyway, this is one. And then I just finished last week on one of the podcasts I listened to, Levi Lusko, who is a pastor on the West Coast. He was on a podcast, and I've heard of him, and I've seen a little bit from him, but not a lot. And so it really kind of stirred me. So in the Bible app, I searched his name, and I did one of his reading plans over the weekend. It was a 3-day reading plan, but it was really good. And I'm reading the book that Ashley has mentioned several times after Chruch Chat last week, when I did it. I downloaded it, and it's really good. So listen, you all, this is a book for everybody. You should get it. You should read it, whether you do it digitally or Audible, or you get it from the library, or you buy it from Amazon. Get The Insanity of God by Nick Ripken, and let it rip your heart out. You just talk about, it really was perfect timing, Ashley, for the sermon series that we started, and last week preaching about being ambassadors for Christ. It's perfect timing. It's really, really good. Insanity of God by Nick Ripken. Get it. You won't regret it, and enjoy it. Let it challenge you. And then I also put 10 more books on my wish list for Audible. Oh, I love a good book. And it's really funny because I used to really only like fiction. When I read, I liked it to be kind of an escape. But in this season of my life, I need more growth related and skill building and stuff like that. And so I've been reading a lot more of those. But I still love me a good Ted Dekker book. What about you? When you read, do you like more personal growth, skill development, true faith stories, or do you like fiction, or do you like true crime? What kind of genre of reading do you enjoy doing? I'm not really a true crime. And that's really funny because, hey, everybody jumping on. A lot of Ted Decker's books are very suspenseful, and I love them. You've been listening to some podcasts. Matthew West. Oh, I love Matthew West podcast. Hello, his name is Matthew West, and he's the host of this podcast. I love it. Oh, and you're doing the Robertsons, and you're reading the book of Luke, working through the Gospels. So Donnie started listening to Phil and Alan and Jace Robertson's podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he went all the way back to the beginning. When I start a podcast, I just start where they're at because a lot of times there's too many episodes to go back and try to catch up with. So I just jump on. And then maybe when I have time, I'll go back and listen to one from before I got to start. But he's telling me how much he loves the Robertsons one. And I love, of course, I love Annie Downs. And I do love Matthew West. I haven't missed an episode yet. And then totally not Christian, but I am a late joiner to the TV show The Office. It was about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, that I started watching it, and I watched the entire thing, and I hated the first 2 seasons, and then I loved it, but I've watched it several times now. Anyway, 2 of the actresses from The Office have a podcast called Office Ladies, where every week they watch and go through a whole episode and give you behind the scenes, and I love Office Ladies podcast. And then Annie and Eddie Keep Talking, which is Annie Downs. And I started a new one. Okay. I started a new one. I don't know if Gwen will watch this or not. Yes, podcasts are amazing, which is really funny because I hated talk radio growing up, and that's what my dad always listened to. And podcasts are basically talk radio, and I love them now. But anyway, I don't know if Gwen will see this, but Gwen has a friend that she went to college with, light sci-fi and fantasy, young adult fiction, read a lot of comic books. Ashley, did you see? I don't know if it's still last week. Amazon, the Kindle for Amazon had all Black Panther, every single comic book from the Black Panther dynasty for free for download. 75% of my Kindle right now is Black Panther comic books. I don't even really read comic books, but they were free, so I downloaded them, and I'm kind of looking forward to going through them. I mean, I want to say it was almost 200 comic books that were for free, and you got them in bundles of 4 or 5. Yeah. So, but what was I going to say about, the new podcast. So, I knew this name before I knew that Gwen knew him. But it's really cool that Gwen knows him and has a relationship with him. She graduated from Evangel with him. His name is Alex Bryant, and he's a minister. He actually served at the Dream Center in St. Louis for a while. He and his wife have written a book on race relations, and they started a podcast last month called, I think it's called The Way We See It, or it's either The Way We See It or That's How We See It. But I've listened to, I think, 3 or 4 episodes. I don't even think I've listened to them in order, but I've listened to 3 or 4 episodes. And the most recent episode was with the Christian rapper KJ52. Many of you probably don't even know who that is, but his name is Jonah Sorrentino, and he is a Christian hip hop artist, and he's from Florida. And I really like him. And anyway, this last episode was so good, and it was about cancel culture. It was so good. And it was, again, the 3rd time in the last 4 days I've heard somebody talk about cancel culture. Yeah, I haven't really gotten into them. I don't mind them, the comic books. It's just not something that I really did. And my boys kind of like DC, but are more into Marvel, same here. What? Oh, are you talking about KJ52? I literally enjoy KJ52 probably more than I really should. Anyway, I want to say it's been in the last 9 months or so. He has stepped out, not completely, but has kind of stepped out of the music industry and is on staff at a church as one of their pastors. And I just thoroughly enjoyed him. He did, I can't find it. I've tried finding it since. But like he did a whole series on our 16 fundamental truths for teenagers for youth groups. I walked Are You through it years ago. I don't know if Josh remembers that. We did it like in a small group setting, and it was phenomenal. And then he wrote a song for Speed the Light a few years ago. I'm gonna speed that light. I'm gonna let it shine. Anyway, until it all. Anyway, and then he's got a song called "Do the Bill Cosby." It's hysterical, and he's got some other songs. He was actually featured on VH1 for like hip hop's worst moments because he wrote a song that was a letter to Eminem about being a man, basically, and he caught a lot of flack for it. Don't matter. Anyway, he talks all about that stuff today on the episode I listened to today, which I think was from the last like 2 weeks, and I shared the link on my Facebook account. If you're not on Facebook and you're interested in listening to it, to hear Alex and Angie Bryant talk and to hear the whole their take, all three of their takes on cancel culture, which I just thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I felt it. It resonated in me. It was really, really good. So, no breath stank. Seriously. Ashley, I had no idea. We are two white Jesus loving Christian hip hop lovers, aren't we? I have a playlist on Spotify called Jesus Funk, and it's everything from Lecrae to KJ52 to Social Club Misfits and Andy Mineo and Tadashi and Tripoli and KB and Flame and wow, my brain. Flame is from St. Louis, and so is I can see him in my head. What is his name? He did, when all the riots were happening in Ferguson, he took Chris Tomlin's God of the City and he did a rap to it, like did a mashup and all about the St. Louis area. Man, it was so good. Why can't I think of his name? And just like 3 years ago, he and his wife were shot in their car in St. Louis. He almost died. It was all over the news. He is amazing. He's doing such amazing work with young men in the St. Louis area. Used to be a Christian dance class and spent a lot of time listening to early Christian. I love rap music. You know, it's sitting on the top of my list. Yeah, that one, Ashley. You're younger than me, so you might not. Although you might, if your class was all into early Christian rap music. That was DC Talk. I love rap music. Always have and always will. There ain't no other kind of music in the world that makes me feel quite as chill. Down with the DC talk. Down with the DC talk. Down with the DC talk. Down. I remember my dad hating when I got into DC Talk. And I've seen them in concert several times, like back when I was in high school. And so good. So good. Jars of Clay. Yeah. I'm going to use the other can for the rice. Who is that I can't think of his name? Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Christine. I wonder if I can. I don't know that I can. I was going to try to look it up. Hey, can I use somebody's phone real quick? It's going to drive me crazy if I don't figure out his name. And I know as soon as I hear it and see it, I'm going to like, duh, I knew that. Oops. Guy's practicing his guitar. Man, give me some old school stuff like that. And it's just so much fun. Of course, you know, there are many of you watching who don't really care about Christian rap music, but we could talk all day about the Gaithers, couldn't we? Somebody posted this afternoon or this morning or last night, it all runs together, a video, and they said this is the best version of Oh Holy Night. And it's somebody I wouldn't have expected because it's somebody younger than I am. And the what they showed was David Phelps on the Gaither Homecoming Christmas video belting out Oh Holy Night. And he ain't wrong. That ain't no lie. David Phelps singing Oh Holy Night, hands down, best version of that song ever. Ever, ever, ever. I dare you to prove me wrong. Even the Plain of Grace version, which is just beautiful, doesn't hold a candle to David Phelps. David Phelps, man. Do you know who David Phelps is? You do, don't you? If you don't, you need to go look that one up. His voice is just ridiculous. Uh-oh. Instagram is being silly. I don't even know how to start looking for this. Guys are getting quiet again. And if you want to hang with me, you just better believe we'll be jamming to a hip-hop mix. Now it's in my head. Man, he is a part of 116 Tadashi. That might be a better one for me to go find, is look on Tadashi's. One time, Christine, I got to go to Agape one time. It was my first year of college. You don't know who Trip Lee is? No, Trip Lee, I know who that is. I'm sorry. I know who Trip Lee is. Trip Lee's not from St. Louis. The guy I'm thinking of is from St. Louis. Anyway, yeah, Agape. The year I went to Agape, so that would have been, did it happen in the fall? Because it was either fall of 98 or spring of 99 that I went. It had to have been fall of 98, summer, fall of 98. Had to have been. I had a group of friends that took me for my birthday. Not Derek Minor, because he's not from here either. But the year I went, it was, oh gosh, Orange County Supertones were on one stage, and Jars of Clay and Third Day were there. I don't remember who all. I mean, Agape, we only went one day. We didn't do like the multiple day festival thing. We went one whole day. I ended up getting sick and missed most of Third Day. I had to go sit in the car. I got like not sun poisoning, but I got sick from being out in the sun. Yes. 32 miles away. That's awesome. No, it was fall. You're right, but it was hot. I ended up getting sick from the heat, from the sun. But I have not Dan Haseltine. He was the lead singer, but one of the guitarists for Jars of Clay. He was like in front of the stage, right at the front of the fence that separated the crowd from the stage. And I recognized him, and my friends were like, talk to him. I'm like, I can't do that. And you could tell he was trying to be incognito. And they were like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And so they pushed me up to the fence, and he turned and looked at me. I said, I'm really sorry, but aren't you so-and-so with Jars of Clay? And he was like, I am. I said, would it be a problem to ask you for your autograph? And I pulled out my CD. Thistle! Yes! Yes, Ashley, Thistle. Woo! Thank you. It's hard to search and look for that kind of stuff. Thistle, Thistle, Thistle. Yes, Thistle is who I was talking about. Thistle. That's it. You're good. Thank you so much, Ashley, for looking that up, because I really couldn't in the moment. I really like him, but yes, a few years ago, he was shot. Him and his wife were in their car and downtown St. Louis, and they were shot through their car. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was only 2 years ago. It was 2018. Shush, Donnie. So this year will be 3 years, September 24th. But he's my husband. But he's such a neat guy, and I love following him. And he's got such a heart for St. Louis. He's got such a heart for the city. He's got such a heart for young men who are without father figures, who are without positive role models. And so I just really like him. You got to see Carrollton. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Must be our neighbor paying Ty for cutting the grass. It's all good. That's really cool. Was it like one of those drive-in concerts? These concerts. Although my husband doesn't care for concerts, so we've only been to a few together. I forced him when I was the youth pastor to do, like Winter Jam and stuff. He hates that. That's cool. I didn't even know that was happening. That's really cool. Although that's the thing. Because I'm listening to podcasts and books, I'm not really listening to mainstream radio. Oh, it's your mom's church. Cool. I don't even know. That honestly didn't even cross my mind how many people were there. I just assumed it was obviously a social distance concert. But how it was like what I was getting at. Like, was it an outdoor drive-in concert? Just because I've seen a lot of artists doing that lately. I think that's pretty cool. It's kind of like going to, well, it's not called Riverport anymore. I said, you don't like doing concerts. He doesn't. The only concert that he has excitedly and willingly gone to was for King and Country. Although, well, that's not true. We were blessed one year with tickets to the Matthew West dinner and a concert that Joy FM did. Friends of ours had received tickets as a gift, and they couldn't use them, and so they gave them to us. And I think, Donnie, don't you think at that point we had seen Matthew West at least 9 times? Love Matthew West. But for King and Country was like the concert that Donnie was most excited about. Like, I got away with doing that as a birthday present for him because he loves For King and Country. But that was a good one. And he's taken me to see, was it for my birthday or for Christmas one year? Have you ever heard the story? Like Max Lucado did kind of put the Bible in like a storybook form, and it's called The Story. And then Christian artists, music artists, wrote songs for different parts of the story, of the biblical story. And they did a tour, a Christmas tour, and he took me to see that. I really, really wanted to. Yes, when we saw For King and Country, Lauren Daigle opened for them. And I'm really glad to hear you say that Francesca was a good concert, because I won't say it on here. I'll just have to tell you my Francesca story. Casting Crowns was a good concert, yep. The only time I've seen Jeremy Camp is Winter Jam, and that was fantastic. Donnie said Aerosmith was the best concert. I will tell you, we did not go see Aerosmith together, but I did go see Aerosmith the summer after I graduated high school, and it was an amazing concert. Was an amazing concert. What was your first concert? What was the first concert you ever went to? Doesn't have to be a Christian concert. What was the first concert you ever went to?
Randy Travis and KT Oslin.
Randy Travis and KT Oslin. Y'all, Donnie just dated himself. But I'm going to date myself too, because I think my first concert. So, I don't know. Ashley's was the Jonas Brothers. Amazing. I honestly am not sure. My mom and dad used to take us to several like festivals in the area. And one of them one year, I don't even think my mom is on here today. So actually it was Travis Tritt. Ashley says she said her first concert was Jonas Brothers, and then she said actually it was Travis Tritt. Eagles, Larry Bryant. But you were 7. Okay, so Ashley, that's what I'm going to say. I think my mom and dad took us to a festival where there was a band from like the 70s that sang, and I can't remember their name. And I do remember knowing a couple of the songs that they sang at the festival from hearing them on the radio and my mom and dad talking about them. But I won't count that because I don't really remember much about it at all. My first concert was Carmen at the Checker Dome. That was my first concert. Melba said, Eagles or America. My first non-Christian concert was a doozy, y'all. We had friends that we went to church with who had tickets, and they had heard me and my cousin singing some of their songs because my parents still had an 8-track player. You know, this was like 1993. And that's still way too late to have an 8-track player. But my mom and dad did, and they still had 8 tracks, and we had records, and so we played all of those. But he heard us singing songs by the people they were going to go see the concert, and so they asked my parents and my aunt and uncle if they could take me and my cousin. That our parents said yes, and it was a fun concert. Years later, find out that the couple who took me and my cousin is actually Donnie's cousin. Isn't that just a funny thing? But they took us to see Night Ranger REO Speedwagon in Kansas. I have stories from what happened at that concert that I cannot tell on here. But it was eye-opening as a young person. It was really cool because the music is good. But yeah, that was my first non-Christian concert. And then I saw other non-Christian concerts. I saw, what's his name? Oh my gosh. It was the Dixie Chicks on tour with Tim McGraw. I saw Brad Paisley and Jody Messina at Pal Hall. But I can't tell you how many times. That's awesome, Ashley. I can't tell you how many times as a teenager, my cousins and I and the other girls in our youth group made our parents take us all over the St. Louis area to see For Him, Kathy Tricoli, Phillips Craig and Dean, because Sean Craig from Phillips Craig and Dean, he's a pastor over in South County, y'all. And
We'll see.
oh my gosh, so many more. I bet you I've seen For Him and Phillips, Craig and Dean at least 15 to 20 times each. We just loved going to see them. And then at youth convention, we always used to have a concert. And one year we had Chris Tomlin before he was like Chris Tomlin. We had Chris Tomlin. I wasn't a student then, I don't think. I think I had just graduated. I had just graduated. It may have been my senior year, but I don't think so. I think I had just graduated. We had Chris Tomlin. And he sang the Wonderful Cross, and we sang the Wonderful Cross from the ceiling of the convention center in Springfield. This giant white cross unrolled. Oh, it was so powerful. And I've seen Audio Adrenaline in concert, but also in concert at youth convention. And Cutlass at youth convention and at Winter Jam. Skillet wasn't at youth convention. Skillet was Winter Jam. Red at Winter Jam.
Red. What's the guy I like with the long beard?
Oh, Crowder.
Crowder.
We've seen Crowder. We saw Sidewalk Prophets at Winter Jam. And did we see them at another concert? I don't remember. Melba said she thinks her first Christian concert was Sandy Patty. That was a big one. I don't think I've ever seen Sandy Patty live. You didn't like Red at Winter Jam very much? That was that Ty's first year at Winter Jam was Red, and he sat like this. It was amazing. It was amazing. I love Skillet too, live. Oh my gosh. Building 429, I've seen them a few times. I've seen them at Six Flags and on Winter Jam. Jeremy Camp, I did see Jeremy Camp at Six Flags. We did see Jeremy Camp at Six Flags. Sanctus Real. Do you remember Sanctus Real? Matt Hammond.
429.
Yep, that's what we just said, Building 429. What was the big Christian concert they did in St. Louis back in 08, 09? One of the Grahams spoke. I don't think that was a Christian concert. 2008, 2009. 2008, 2009. When did Billy Graham come? When did the Billy Graham crusade come through St. Louis? I was thinking I didn't have kids yet. I sang in the choir. I was in high school then. Is that the 90s? No. Was it? I don't remember, Christine. Hey, Stacey, I don't remember. I love Sidewalk Prophets. I don't remember. 2008, 2009. Josh, shut up. So it was in the 90s then, probably. Okay. Then I don't remember at all, Christine. Maybe somebody else will. Graham's. Like Franklin Graham? I don't know. I don't. Was that one that happened like down at the Arch? Rock the River. Rock the River. Yeah, it was probably then. I did not go. Our youth group went. So Josh, you were there because that was when Pastor Leon and Christy were here, and they took you guys to Rock the River, didn't they? I'm almost positive you guys went to Rock the River because it was Skillet was there, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it? And that's when we learned that their fans were called panheads, and my dad is not a panhead. Yeah, the Rock the River tour. And I think it was Franklin Graham who spoke. We'll see if Josh remembers too. I'm pretty sure our youth group went, but I wasn't the youth pastor then. Stacy, this is what happens on Church Chat. We go all over the place. Today, the conversation has led us to concerts. And all the concerts we've been to and seen. I mean, if you count Winter Jam, golly. Yeah, I thought so, Josh. Who else have we seen at Six Flags? Matthew West, Jeremy Camp, Saint Just Real, 429. That might be it. That I've seen at Six Flags anyway. Then you count Winter Jam, and you've got galore. And then outside of Winter, between Winter Jam and Six Flags, and then the other Matthew West concerts we've been to, legit, Donnie and I have seen him at least 10 times. And I would see him 1,000 times and more. Switchfoot. Yes, that's right. That's right. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. Wowza. One day we'll get to see this again. I really did like the story tour because it's Christmas and I love Christmas music and I don't care what anybody says. And I love it because it's about Jesus. I mean, I don't like every Christmas song, but I like a lot of them. But the story tour I love because the story is like just songs about scripture. So there's a song about Adam and Eve. There's a song about Ruth and Naomi. There's a song about Joseph. There's a song about Daniel, and then Mary, and Paul, and there's just really, and then the second coming, the great day. Oh, I haven't listened to that one in a long time. It's going to make me nostalgic. I'm going to go back and listen to it. Christine did a deep dive. Rock the River, Red, Canton Jones, Flyleaf, Skillet, Kirk Franklin, Lecrae were all there. She just found it. I don't know that I remember Canton Jones. I know I remember Flyleaf. And I love Skillet. Kirk Franklin, Lecrae, Red. Mm-hmm. Good stuff right there. Josh said Mandisa. Saying you've seen Mandisa? Or Mandisa was there that year? I don't know that I have seen Mandisa. I think she was at Winter Jam one year, but it was a year that I didn't go. I think. I don't remember anyway, and I like Mandisa. I think I would remember. Of course, if it's at Winter Jam, there's so many other people. Oh, okay. I don't remember, so it had to have been one of those.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, where's the box for me? Okay.
Delivery. I'm expecting something. We're expecting something.
Okay, no. I'm saying it's very small.
OBB. Mm-hmm. But we've seen them a few times. Oswald Brothers Band. OBB came and did our seat at the pole rally one year. I like Britt Nicole. Heath McNeese. That's who I was trying to think of because I remember you guys came back from that concert infatuated with Heath McNeese. What was the one song that Kyle always sang from Heath McNeese? I don't remember. Josh has the eidetic memory. He'll be able to tell us. Nintendo phone. Is it Amazon or is it? Oh, okay. Yay. Got new shampoo for puppies. Nope. I think it's the shampoo. It's got an Amazon tape on it, right? What I ordered isn't from Amazon. It's for church. I know. Well. Here he goes. Virtually serenade us in the comment section, Josh. Dogs are sneezy and whiny today. Perfect timing. Well, it is 4:25. We've been on for almost an hour. No, Christine, that's the name of the song that we were talking about that his brother was infatuated with by Heath McNeese. We've been going for about an hour. I need to get dinner done so that I can eat before the board meeting and get to the church and get stuff taken care of. Yeah, that's the song, Christine. So I'm going to pray us out until next time. And we'll do that. How does that sound? I'll give another minute and see if anybody has anything to add before we do that. Thirsty, yo. Gracious. My word. Half the bowl of water is gone. My Lord. Oh, they're commenting. And she nosed through the food bowl to see if there was anything down the bottom of it besides food. Gracious me. Anyway, all right. Nothing more came in other than commentary on my thirsty dogs. So I think we're going to pray and go from here. So does that sound good? Let's do that. Lord, we thank you for today, and I thank you for each and every one who has been a part of the conversation today. Father, I pray that you would bless them, that your grace and your love and your mercy would surround them, that your joy would fill them. Lord, that you would help us to rest and trust in you and all you're doing, that even when we can't see, even when we don't understand, that you're working things out for your glory and to our good. And you are leading and guiding us, and we can trust you. We can hold on to you. We can keep our eyes fixed on you. And though circumstances around us may make us want to scream, we can stay calm in the middle of it because you're in control. I pray that you would be with each one who has a need that maybe we don't even know about, God. And pray for those who we do know are struggling, Lord, that you would just be the answer to their situation and their circumstances, that you would bring strength and healing to their bodies and minds if that's what is needed. And we look forward to praise reports of all you're doing. We give you the honor and glory, for it is yours alone. In Jesus' name, amen. Before we go, I saw a t-shirt today on Instagram that I sent to my family. I said, I need this shirt, and I need it equally as much for the description of the shirt. The shirt says, me and God talk like we've known each other forever, or me and God talk like we've been friends since we were kids, or something like that. And it cracked me up. But the description of the shirt was, well, now I can't remember. There was a description of the shirt on the listing for sale, but then there was a caption on Instagram, and the caption is what I'm thinking of. The caption was, ask me to pray at your own risk. Because me and God just talk. We just talk. That's all prayer is. Anyway, that was all. We'll close it out with that. We will talk again next week. And I pray that you guys all have a wonderful week. Read your Bibles, pray, and we'll share about it all next week. See ya. Bye. I hate when that happens. It doesn't let me save it. Dang it.
Your youngest would like some chicken nuggets. You want to do that?
Oops. Didn't end YouTube.